We're here at Plainview Farm. We're picking spaghetti squash right now, sorting through to find blemishes or disease that the squash might have gotten. It's really cool to get out of the classroom and actually do real physical work. A really great experience that not a lot of students get is to come outside and help with the growing of food for the community.
Rather than just sitting in the classrooms like learning, I can actually talk to the farmers and ask them questions. So it's like a deeper connection to what I'm learning. And
yeah, I just think it's really cool that we actually get to come out into the field and see it and get the hands-on and actually have that interaction with someone who has done it before and get that experience like passed on from him.
Keep in mind, Troy, there's now a camera in the room, so please don't say what you guys finished. Let's decide on the title for this presentation. Does anyone have one?
It was kind of cool to do it because usually we would just get a bunch of numbers and we would just do data analysis, and then like it really didn't mean anything if it was just a bunch of numbers thrown at us. But actually going and seeing what they do and seeing the people that they help out, it was a great experience, and I loved it. I would do it again.
When you see like, you know, what would normally just be like a big data point. And you're like, oh man, it's busy that month. But then when I went, I was serving food, and it was hectic. You know, it was people running everywhere serving food. So when you see like a busy month, you can be like, oh man, they need a lot of volunteers that month, and you understand what's going on. You know,
And, it really like opened my eyes to see how many people actually do need the help.
See that in 2013 and 2015, your hours for your average volunteer are roughly about the same. But whatever you guys did in 2014 really worked, because you can see a spike increase in the effort.
Very nice. All right, smile.
it was nerve-wracking, but it also felt good because it was a culmination of weeks of effort, you know, to finally be able to present it and, you know, be like, this is what we did, and see their reaction to everything. It felt good.
Great. I was really absolutely curious to see if there were patterns in our data, and I hope that this gave an opportunity for the students to really connect what goes on in an everyday nonprofit with what they're learning in the classroom.
This experience. My service learning project not only made me a better teacher and will make me a better teacher for the next 60 years, but made me a better person. It made me look at myself and examine how I live my everyday life and what is really important to me.
Getting ready for these presentations, the preparing part, really helped solidify all the information that we had gotten from during our lectures and even through our studies. So it really brought home these big health concerns and conditions that so many people are dealing with. We really appreciate the opportunity that we were given, you know, as we were the only clinical group that was given this opportunity, and it was huge. And we got a lot. I think we might have got more out of the presentations than maybe the seniors did.
En Puerto Rico pues lo podemos hacer todo el año, a pesar de que no era mi trabajo allá.
diverso, a un español pero matado.
No hay español matado.
No existe, eso no existe. El español nosotros eso nunca lo hemos matado. No, soy del campo, soy nacido y criado en el campo.
We brought 4 projects to the Boys and Girls Club.
Now you go. Yeah.
See the black line?
Right, that's what it does. It has a light sensor in front of it. And every time it sees a black line, then it tells the robot to do some type of command, which is backing up. And
my name's Amelia, I go to HCC. It's kind of interesting, like, because you have to, like, explain things in a different way. So it helps kind of your understanding of how the, like a more basic understanding of how things work.
No, it's okay to lose a piece.
No.
I mean, I definitely think it was overall a positive experience. I think not only for us as the students, but also for the kids. It really shows you how much you know about the subject when you have to teach it to someone else. And I think that helps you learn as well.
Did you get the sense that individuals are discriminated against when they apply for housing?
Yes, and that's something that I had never thought of prior to this class or even going down there.
And yesterday I was applying for a job online, and during the application process it had asked me if I was at least 18 years of age or older in order to apply for the job, which I had already answered that question, yes. And later on in the application process, I later had to put in a required field of what my date of birth was, which to me leads me to believe that they're going to just kind of filter me out because of my age, and that's a very good possibility. But I could not finish the application process unless I had put that field in.
While doing my research for my presentation on gender discrimination, that there's still a lot that goes on, and it may be a little bit more well hidden than it used to be. It's not so out there and upfront, but that there's still a long way that needs to be traveled before we reach a point where women are equal, not just in pay, but also in how they're treated in the workplace and how they're hired at a job.
I came to the realization that for especially women with children, it's going to be difficult to acquire an apartment. They were mostly concerned with addressing issues with landlords, and I had the opportunity to take an active stance and approach to combat discrimination. At least I found it very interesting, the implications when someone asks you, do you have children? If a tenant, a prospective landlord rather, asks a tenant, do you have children? That's not allowed. And the implication of asking you that might hint at something that they are not up to date with or up to regulation with, and because they're not there, they're going to discriminate against that person. For me, it was an eye-opening experience, one that I'm going to treasure for the rest of my life. Thank you.
And this year in our women's psychology course, we did a study on, it was like a work study that we did with some girls from a program, and we kind of did like, not really a mentoring, but some journal writing back and forth, and then at the end we had a big meeting where we all got to get together and like finally meet the girls that we were journaling with.
To my understanding, it's sort of like an alternate juvenile hall, but like more nurturing than like punishing. And yeah, we worked with them. That's what we're doing today, actually. We're doing like a little meet and greet and like a dinner, and we did like journal entries with them where we talk about some of the topics we learned in class. And yeah, it's been really good, and I think they really enjoy it, and I certainly get a lot out of it. So it's really great to have like physical experiences to back up what I'm learning in the book.
And before we got to talk to them, we got to like see where they're living in the situation that they're in, where they do their classes. And we integrated our schoolwork with it because we asked them questions that we were posed with during class as well. So
So some of the course material that we've been learning is just about some of the institutions, the foster care system and the juvenile delinquent system and the law, just how it relates to kids who are kind of on the brink, and just how it affects them to go from foster home to foster home, and the different sort of mental illnesses that can come from that.
I was pleased, which is why I went to the caregiving group, because I was pleased that they were like, well, this is something that is diagnosed when you're young and you struggle with it for so many years of your life, but that it can change, that depending on how committed and willing the people around you are and how they can change the environment, that it really can change your associations with life. And I think that's what really interested me about going to the caregiving group, because even when it comes to just bad kids or unhappy kids, I think that speaks volumes of just making sure that the environment and the people are positive and productive and thinking about the future rather than trying to go
even
back.
People like teachers. No, this is how things start, and I'm just so grateful for the work you guys have put in here and the learning you've done. It's phenomenal. It's good stuff.
One of my personal goals in doing this, in journaling and also in talking with the girls, was to give them a sense that they can learn to trust. It really opened my eyes. I did not know that we had such a broken system in this country when it comes to taking care of our children, and I found it heartbreaking.
As part of the One Campus, One Theme initiative focusing on food this year, we held HCC's first day of service. So we had over 50 students involved in the day, and basically they went into the community at Margaret's Food Pantry, at Kate's Kitchen, and at Nuestras Raíces Farm, and did a whole variety of service projects. The event was really, really successful this year. Margaret's Pantry in particular noted that they got a whole bunch of projects done as a result of our students' work that had needed to be done for the last 10 years, so we felt really, really good about it.